Nice crisp morning. The walls are pretty much framed. If you don't know already, I love Facebook Marketplace, and I found a pre-hung solid core door, which is great for sound absorption. And it was on Facebook Marketplace for $100. These doors can be $300 to $400 easily. It was a great marketplace find, and it's a little bit backwards, but I installed the door right away because I am running out of space around here and wanted to get it out of the way. And now I'm gonna work on getting the soundproofing in. I am going a little bit over and above rather than just throwing up a 2x4 wall, slapping some drywall on. I wanna make sure that this area is as soundproofed as possible because our front door is right there and because it's closer to our main living space, and we're moving Griffin in there. He is a good sleeper and he does sleep through sounds and noises. We figured that out when we traveled and we're downtown London, and it was so loud and he slept like a baby, if you can say that term, knowing that babies really don't sleep well. But this is a great learning experience for me, installing Sonopan and learning about the product, because we will be reusing all of this product, reusing the framing, the drywall, as much as we can. So I just want to make sure that this room is as comfortable and as soundproof as possible. So today I'm working on getting these 4x8 by 3/4 inch sheets of Sonopan installed. I decided to use my track saw. It's easy to use and creates a really nice, clean, straight line. I'm gonna hook it up to my shop vac and away we go. Let's make our first cut. First piece going up. It starts to really feel like a room when you start putting the sheets up, no matter what it is. The Sonopan, the drywall. This is gonna really change the feel in here. It's super light, so easy to work with. And I could also kind of bend it so that I could get it into place, which is nice. Okay, let's go cut another one. On this side. It's like I'm wrapping it like a Christmas present. Ta-da! Okay. I thought it was a good time to talk about today's sponsor, my very first sponsored video ever, and I'm so excited about it. Thank you to Sonopan for believing in me and believing in this project. So exciting to have you on board. I have also worked with Sonopan in the past. It's easy to use, easy to install, lightweight. You can cut it with a circular saw or a really sharp knife. I've been doing both. If you're wondering what Sonopan is a soundproofing material made primarily from recycled wood fibers, and it's designed to reduce sound transmission and improve acoustic performance in various spaces, which is why it's perfect for Griffin's bedroom. All done the outside. So if you are looking into using Sonopan, go to their website and check out all the information they have available. There's also a store locator so you can find a supplier near you. So thank you, Sonopan, for sponsoring this video. I am so excited to have my first video sponsor in this series, and thank you for believing in me. Maybe I should just leave this for Christmas, add some I don't know, ribbon, add another bow. Kind of looks like a big present. Merry Christmas, Griffin. Mommy built you a bedroom. I don't think he's gonna appreciate this until he's like 25. I should always film before I do the work because I wear a mask and then I have mask marks all over my face. I have all the Sonopan installed on the outside of the room, and now the next step is to fill the stud cavities with insulation. And all of these steps add more soundproofing value. They're not necessary, but I also am going to be using the insulation and using the Sonopan and the studs in the main renovation moving forward. So I thought to myself, why not go a little bit above and beyond and fill the cavities with insulation that I'm going to be using in the future anyway. And the way that it was explained to me that really hit home was that in the stud cavity, there's space for the sound to reverberate, kind of like an empty drum. And what the insulation does is fills that space, kind of like putting a pillow in a drum, and it stops the reverberation. You can also go a step further and add resilient channel. I could have installed 5/8 inch drywall on both sides as well. I'm not going that far. Insulation, Sonopan, drywall, and it'll be much more soundproof than just throwing some studs up and throwing some drywall up. I also framed this wall on 24 inches on center. This was the easiest framing and to allow for full pieces of insulation to be installed as well as much as possible. So I'm not having to cut them and waste offcuts. So now the fun part, installing insulation. I wish I had little helper elves like Santa come and install the insulation for me. That was easy. Now is about the time I was realizing that I installed this stud in the wrong place, and the cavity was about 1/2 inch too wide for the insulation. I'm not sure how that happened. It's not a huge deal in this situation, and I tried to still make it work unsuccessfully. So I pivoted, literally, and just had to cut the insulation into wider pieces to make them fit. Just goes to show that you should really measure 5 times and install once. With insulation, you can get a specific knife to cut the insulation, and this makes it a lot easier because it cuts through it really easily and you can sink it really deep into the insulation as well. Oh, all done. It only took about half an hour and 2 bags of insulation. Almost exactly. I have hardly any offcuts, which is so nice. I have a 3rd bag that I got just in case, but it's nice to not have to open it. Insulating is you have to be gentle with it and kind of like coax the insulation in and kind of like almost like kneading bread or something. And making sure that you're not squishing it into the cavity so it is fully expanded in the space as well. It feels very hot in here. But now it's time to put up the next layer, and that is the Sonopan boards. I'm ready to go. We all have spaces like laundry rooms or a bathroom right beside a living space. For us, it's our ensuite bathroom and our laundry room right beside Griffin's room. So if we're running a load of laundry or if we're in our bathroom and having a shower, you can hear everything. The walls in here are paper thin, and it's something that is often overlooked, but a really important step in the renovation process is considering where your spaces are and how the sound affects the adjacent living spaces. Like if you have your TV room right beside a bedroom or a bathroom right beside a living space, the comfort of the home is not only the temperature of your home, the lighting in your home, the feel of the space. It's also how sound travels and that sense of calm in that space, not being distracted by noises, by furnaces, by laundry going, by someone in their office taking a call while you're trying to put your baby down. All of these things are something to consider when you're renovating. So remember to always think about how you're using the spaces and how sound will affect the spaces that are around you. All done. It's dark outside. Took me a little bit longer than I expected because I had to stop because nap time is over. But Sonopan is installed. Now it's time to put the final layer on the walls, and that's our drywall. It's been sitting here for probably about a month, waiting for me to finally have the time to do this. Griffin has also been using it as his personal coloring book, which is kind of fun. I was a little worried it was teaching him to color on the walls, but this is going to go on the back side, and we'll reuse this sheet as well. So kind of like a cool time capsule for someone if ever the drywall comes down in the future. This does get very dusty though. So Griffin's in the pool room with Matt, and I'm gonna make some cuts and hopefully contain the dust as much as possible and get this done quickly so that I can clean up the dust. This is the problem with working in a living space, is that it's really hard to contain all of the construction dust and materials and debris, and especially when you're working in such tight quarters. But we're gonna make it work one way or another, slowly but surely. I'm gonna put on some boots as well instead of my slippers eventually. I don't do a lot of drywalling, so drywallers will probably look at this whole thing and think, oh my gosh. So that's snapped, and now I cut the backside. Now it's time to try and get it into place. And that's the other thing. You have to move all of the things out of the spaces you're working in, so it creates chaos in other sections of your house. For the short term, but still. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to, I don't know, we'll see. Do we think it'll make it? Oh, I should have moved that bench. Are we having fun yet? Because I am. Which side do I need to be on? I think I need to be on this side. Oh, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Yeah! Let me show you what we're working with here. This lovely angle. But I can already see that I'm gonna get around the corner. Wahoo! Into the light. Sorry, Bo, you're gonna have to go. So this is gonna be my top board. But there are some things I cannot do by myself, or I probably could, but I don't need to prove anything to anyone. So I'm gonna have to wait until Matt is available. So I'm gonna make more cuts and get my drywall ready so that when he is available, which is right as Griffin's going down for a nap, I can get this into place.